Steps to handle a tough prospect. If you are confronted or you have a meeting with a tough prospect, see, a prospect will not become a tough prospect the first day he's meeting with you. He will come to you like every normal person. But something will trigger him to switch to his normal person when it comes to conversation proper. And who is he? An aggressive person. Don't confuse being tough for being bad. Don't confuse that. So you have to be able to manage a tough person or prospect so that you can get the best out of them. Just like a student or a child that he knows how to wet the bed all the time, and you've tried everything possible just to make sure that thing stops, because the moment you wet the bed, you undergo the stress of taking the bed outside and all that. Failure to do that, you bear the consequences. So while you are trying everything possible to make sure that the child stops, the child still didn't stop. So what do? Will you give up, or you keep trying different approaches to make sure that the child stops? The steps that I've been able to put together, they are logical in nature. And that is why you could see that for anyone to climb a stair successfully, you must first put your leg here and ensure that you don't skip any process. If you skip anything here, what are the likely consequences? Eh? Like Mr. President. So the first thing you do is to have a game plan. When you are meeting a tough prospect, please, you must have a game plan. If you attended our training on negotiation, you will understand better. So what you do, you must have a game plan. Your game plan should center on four things. It should center on four things. You must offer him a product, whether you are, and that product, probably you have seen the product before, or maybe you've seen the product for the first time. You offer a product, because this product will determine what your conversation centers on. After offering a product, the next thing you do is to make an offer that he will not resist. Remember, you have an understanding that he is a tough person. So you must find a way to bring him down and win him. So you make an offer, an irresistible offer, right? Anytime you make an offer, no matter how good it is, somebody will object it. I've gone to a place whereby in other places they were selling a product for, let's say, 300,000 naira, and we got it from this particular person for 250. What will a typical Nigeria do? This is the current value. Eh? Let's say this is the current value in the market, CV. And somebody is selling it for this price somewhere. Eh? When you get to this person, what do? A typical night. Eh? You do what? You buy. You are not honest. You will still price it down. You don't agree 150. You will still price it down. So when somebody prices your product down, what you do is offer clarification, and that is your next conversation. But in this regard, we are not doing anything offer clarification, because we are dealing with a tough client. An offer does not necessarily mean you are crashing the price. Let me give you example of an offer. Generally, they are selling this product for 30 million. And because you have an idea of who this person is, you are making an offer by saying that you could actually buy, 6 plots, let's say 5 million. And maybe you have an understanding with the company that I beg you, this product oh, we will still do buy six get one for free. That's your understanding with the company, not something that exists in the market. And that might be what you want to use after a roundtable talk with the company, because in most cases, what you are intending to do to create an offer, you don't want the company to bear the loss completely. Because the offer you are creating, you have your own target. Maybe you have a target to sell 10 plots for certain, incentive, and you have gotten to, let's say 15 plots, and you have sold, take for instance, 10 plots or 7 plots, and you need to push more so that you don't waste the sale. You now have a roundtable talk with the company. Yeah, I know I'll be getting 2 million on each plot, and I know this product is 5 million. Can you please be deducting 300 from each plot? I am saying I want to create an offer for my clients, for my prospects. Now you get to the presence of the prospect. Sometimes when we see this card outside, I am just telling you what most people go through. And you are now making that offer that, okay, the fact that you are buying from me, you could actually buy 6. And personally, I'm going to give you 1 plot for free. That's an offer. This is not the kind of offer they can get everywhere, because anybody that has not gone to the extent of having a meeting with the organization, based on your plan, they won't get the offer. So you will now be making findings online to see if that offer exists. And if nobody markets it, you win. So after making the offer, see, this person will ask you questions. It's aggressive, and sometimes it can be abusive. And that's why you need to disconnect from your emotion. So after making the offer, you now relax. Let him do the talking. We ask you questions based on the product, and even in your presence, it will appear like he knows more than you do. It will appear that he knows more than you do. That's why when there's a stage here where you should where you should stay in control. Number what? Stay in control, because most of the things he will be saying, number one, it might be coming out from one bad experience. He would want to bring in that situation to derail you. You stay in control politely by letting him know that at that point you have something to say. Politely, this person is tough. He might even keep you short. So you allow him to do the talking. He will talk on the product, do comparative analysis between what you are offering and the bad experience he has had in the past. Then he will also talk about your offer. So this thing is too what? Too good to be. He will question the offer. So just be listening, and he will share all his previous challenges with you. Just keep listening and be taking notes. That is your work here. That is your game plan. Because by the time you are proving to him that you are an expert, that you have the industry knowledge and the product knowledge more than he does, it might be counterproductive at the end of the day. So we just listening to him. Let him do this is what you do. You offer the product, you make an offer. This is not compulsory, but to have an edge, make an irresistible offer, and also let him do the talking. Then you take note, because by the time you take note of everything he says, that is what you will use to win him at the end of the day. Then stay composed and unfazed. So in this situation, see, let's be honest with ourselves. If you wake up in the morning as a married person and you greet your husband, and instead of getting the same gesture from the husband, And the husband is saying, ah, must you greet me? Must you? We know we never they greet before. No, they greet me this morning. I beg. Do you reply him by saying, "Are you okay?" In a very aggressive way. Do you do that? You want to spoil the house. So when somebody, turns himself to fire, another person should find a way of becoming ice what? Yeah, that is the only way you can maintain a balance. Because one of the things that has led to so many divorce issues today is because somebody does not want to become the passenger. Everybody wants to become the pilot. However, life is not programmed in that way. Life is programmed in a situation whereby you have somebody submitted to someone, whether they are right or wrong. And if you look at what this man said in one of his books, I think the Carnegie or something like that. Even when people are making stupid comments, I agree with them at first. Because that moment they are making that comment might be the moment they are getting angry extremely. And the only thing you could do to stop them is just to agree with them. You are bringing down the anger in them at that moment. Then later, by the time everything is gone, you can now talk to them politely. Yeah, I think I agree with you, regarding how you reacted the last time, especially when you experience it. But don't you think, these are likely going to be the consequences of this action? Don't you think we should try this out? Your approach in talking to them will lower their energy and it will force them to listen to you. But if they are talking and you are talking, hey, fire for fire. So don't just stay composed. Don't be distracted by their aggressive nature and stay disconnected from your emotion. Just stay calm. Stay calm. Don't be bothered by whatever they say. Your target should always be your target. And what is your target? What brought you together? Your product. Eh, so if you manage that situation very well, regardless of what happens, that product will still keep you together. But by the time somebody is talking aggressively, is now only you be the client wey dey this market, and you just get angry like that. Don't be surprised. You can get a tough prospect that is high net worth. It may be all you need to experience a breakthrough. But by the time you also get angry while he's getting angry. Meanwhile, what did they say about customers? Customers are always they are king and they're always right. Though in the real sense, customers are not always right. Because by the time one certain land is covered by CFO, and you are telling me it's covered by Excision. Is it right? Yeah. So they are not always right. Okay. So number 3, disconnect from emotions. As we have been programmed, we are emotional people, and that is when something bad happens. No matter how strong you are, you see traces of tears. You become emotional. It is something that comes naturally. So when somebody is talking to you rudely, no matter how calm you are, there's this tendency in you to get angry. But I go change that for you. But instead of dancing to the drum of conflict monger, you just try to go down. Just let that garment of emotion be far away from you at that moment. Sorry? Yeah, stay calm and don't even act like he's saying anything that hurts you, just be taking, because while this person is talking, if you are not emotional, you'll be capturing some of his challenges. I bought from one company in 2002. I paid your money and I was supposed to get my allocation. Up to today, I've not gotten my and you are saying I should buy this one. Why should I buy this one? Now you causing problem. Do you understand? You can be nodding your head in agreement with everything he's saying. But just make sure you stay in control so you don't get derailed. Because if you don't stay in control, it will take you off from the sales conversation to how one wife and husband fought. And at the end of the day, they could not determine who owns the land.
Actually allow that.
Sorry?
You can allow him to speak. Sometimes you also catch it.
You may not hit the target. You may not hit the target. I'm telling you, uh sales meeting is different from normal phone conversation whereby you can explore anything. But if you are there to have a meeting strictly because of sales. uh, were you in that training with Madam Shiri last week? She said something about how one particular prospect was trying to send her away from the sales conversation, you know, by talking about what he's not supposed to be talking about. She had to put a check to that. So the same thing could happen when you're having a sales conversation. So disconnect from your emotion. Don't let what they said get to your head. Just pretend as if you know they are not saying it. Because for anybody, apart from who you are, because we have individual differences, apart from who you are, events, past events could contribute why somebody talks the way he does. So you just have to put yourself in their shoe. They don't cut your they don't cut your hand in the past. And as I say, some people have made up their mind never to invest in real estate in Nigeria again. Yeah, how do you convince those people? When somebody called me, he said, yeah, the reason why he called me is because he's been seeing my videos on Lagoon Front. That he has a couple of plots in the estate that he's not thinking of investing in Nigeria. I said, my children are here. I don't have parents any longer. So why should I invest? Why should I keep investing in Nigeria? He said, but your children are growing up. He has a point too. There are some children, because of the level of the quality of education we have given to them, no matter how big your real estate investment in Nigeria is, it means nothing to them. So after you might have gone, who benefits those properties? And that was the same thing this man was. He said, I'm in my 70s. So I was still convincing him to keep it. Meanwhile, he knows why he wanted to sell it. Probably Baba is saying that the time no day again. And these guys are not willing to. When you are out there, both the wife, the children, everybody has rights that protect them. So let him do the talking. We've said a lot about this. You can't get the best from anyone if you are doing the talking. Because every prospect is like a patient in the presence of a doctor. Unless you discover the root cause of anybody's problem, you can't provide solution to it. And the only way to do that when you are in sale is by allowing these people to talk, hear their problem, hear them out, let them do the talking. Don't talk and become their teacher. Then understand his top objective. There are various reasons why we invest in real estate. There are various reasons. I watched a video online about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks or thereabout. It was posted on Instablog, and this guy was like, "Yeah, I was just coming. That you have access to data does not mean you should be misbehaving. No. But most of our people, the gen what, the one that was trending before states, they don't see any. I mean, they just want to do something. They want to create attention. This guy took out this one. I was just coming from one of my mentors. Do you know that it is a waste of time to invest, on rental income properties? You know, and after watching that video, I started putting stuff together.
Now, first of all, I learned a lot, and while in class, I just undo one of my errors that I did. Yeah. So there's this client that reached out to me, I think in 2002 or late 2002, and we've been talking back and forth. And then he said, all of a sudden, he changed to that when he comes, he's going to buy, it was land, changed to house, like that. Like eventually, he came to Nigeria, and before he came, the topic changed that he needs a second wife. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, if you discuss with your wife, it's fine. And then he said no, that it's going to be me because he wants people from my place. You know, we did that back and forth, and I established my own, like, I am not in the market. So, but still, he maintained his stand, and then eventually he came to Nigeria, and then the topic was still the same. Now, why I say I undid my errors was he said I should come see him in his hotel room, but I refused. I didn't go, and I'm sure he has gone back now. And because the last time I was he Ibadan or Ikorodu that we're going to or something, I said it here that he told me that another realtor who is smarter has come to yes, take the deal. So yeah, I was like, congratulations. All that matters is that you got. So since then, I didn't block him, but in my heart I just get out. Do you understand? But while in class now, it just occurred to me that he could still buy from me another time. Now he knows. I'm very sure he knows that I am not up for that. When he said he wanted to see me, I gave him this address. Let's meet here. I said no, that it has to be in his hotel room. And then now I undid my error of what I did was I deleted his number. I didn't block him. So with that deleted number, I can't view my status. But while in class, I just had to save his number back and said, "Hello, sir. I hope you had a safe trip." So I think that's it from me. Thank you.
I think that
Course of dealing with tough clients, we should expect some hard words based on probably he's coming from a bad experience, and we should expect those harsh words and then try to keep our emotions aside so that we'll be able to capture him and then seal a deal at the end of the day. What are you saying? I'm saying what you wanted to say. So sorry, darling. You can say it in another form. Okay, let her say it in another.
Um, I learned about like the kind of questions to look out for. Once you hear some kind of questions like that, it's a pointer that this kind of client, they are a tough guy, and you prepare to know how to attend to them by having a game plan and also knowing how to plan your wins around and knowing what to tell them, and in a way to create a rapport, and also at the end of the day, uh,
I learned that while you're engaging the client and talking to him after presenting the offer, and then you must strive to present an irresistible offer that will get him to talk. So while he's talking, then you do the listening so you can uncover his loopholes that will make you to be able to pitch your own.